Collective reading, this person is playing the field and is about to be caught, and no one will be the same. This reading is not a diagnosis, nor does it replace therapy or treatment. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another collective read. We're going to see if this little coal, yep, it's still doing its thing. Very nice. So I want to welcome you to my channel. For those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. And for those of you new to my channel, I hope that you find exactly what it is that you are seeking. It'd be quite lovely if you subscribe, but only if you feel led. So we're going to go ahead and do a reading today, and there is no agenda. We're going to find out exactly what Spirit has going on. Now, I feel like this is more relationship based intuitively, but we will find out. It's just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I'm sure you young people have never heard that before. Anyways, yeah. So, show me what I need to see. Let's get that cleaned up. Show me what I need to see for the collective. Anything that's going to be helpful, hopeful. Any words of wisdom, whatever is going on with the collective. Show me what I need to see. And show me now. I'm actually seeing a mailbox that's frozen over. So depending on where it is that you're at, it could be snowing like where I'm at. Or it could simply be saying that maybe someone put a freeze on your mail, or you need to put a freeze on your mail. Or it could be saying that nothing is coming through. You're expecting something in the mail and it's just not happening. Okay, so whatever the case may be, make sure that you apply the message only if it feels right. Show me what I need to see for the collective. And show me now what is going on and what do they need to know. Cheerfulness. Okay. Well, that's good, right? We've got cheerfulness. I'll prop these babies up in just a moment. What else do we need to see? Oh, okay. Jumpers, jumpers. We have Merchant in the reversed. Consolation in reverse. Interesting. I almost feel like you guys are waiting for Amazon packages and it's been delayed or rerouted or canceled, or things are just not going well. But it can have to do with some type of goods that you have bought and you're expecting. And it's saying like there's no consolation there. I need my product. I don't need a refund. That kind of a thing. So that's for somebody. I mean, it's kind of funny, but kind of not. Could be that you really get enjoyment out of getting mail or opening up packages because it feels like Christmas. Yeah. Moving on. Show me what I need to see for the collective right now. And show me now. We've got the Death card and we have Room. And the death always doesn't have to be like a physical death, but is a major, major change. So it's nothing to be taken lightly. And with Room, I wonder if this has to do with like your personal space. There's been a major change or needs to be a major change in your personal space. And this can look like many different things. You know, getting a roommate or having a family member move in with you or anything like that. And that could be affecting your cheerfulness. Or maybe it's saying that, you know, you're a lot more cheerful, that people are moving in. Something to that effect. Why is the Room here, please? Show me what I need to see. Why is the Room here? And show me now Fortune. Okay, so maybe you're making upgrades. It's been a major change and you're making upgrades into your livelihood, into your life, and with more abundance, you're able to do more, let's say, decorating or clearing out space and making space for like new furniture, or simplifying and becoming more of a minimalist. Any of those things can be holding some merit right now. And I do feel like for some of you guys, you're feeling like life is in pause right now. Like things are at a standstill. They're not moving much. Show me what I need to see. I feel like there's a big home focus anyways. Show me what I need to see for the collective at this point in time, and show me now. I feel like also this is a question of how do you get your cheerfulness? How do you, what do you perceive as fun? And again, I have to go back to those Amazon packages that have been delayed, waylaid, or intercepted. Maybe even you have like a porch thief going on. I don't know. Maybe it's time to set up some glitter bombs for them, right? But I feel like this could have a lot to do with you analyzing. So what makes me happy? What makes me cheerful? Like sometimes when I get groceries and I get home, I could be all happy, like, oh, yay, I could make this or that. And it's like an exciting time. But other times it could feel like a chore. So sometimes going to get the mail, same thing. You get good news or quote bad news or just bills, which is, you know, part of life. And you could be like, yeah, well, whatever. So your cheerfulness could be affected by like different things, the mundane things. And also I feel like here with the Four of Chalices, this is saying that you're in a period of, I don't know. It's almost like what you're being given by spirit. You don't want it. It's like, okay, I'm just kind of content here with my 3 glasses of wine, 3 shots, whatever the case may be. Or I have plenty to drink from and I don't have to leave my home, and I can order groceries and have them ordered in. And I feel content with that. But whether it's a real cheerful thing or not is really debatable. It just seems kind of like we get set in our ways and we get complacent. And I heard the word compliant as well. But there's something here being offered to you that you're not really seeing that can really cause a major change and affect your prosperity in a positive way. So don't be so set in your ways. And also don't be so set in like what gives you pleasure and excitement. Like I love Amazon or any deliveries like that, eBay, whatever the case may be. But joy shouldn't be in things like, you know, opening up presents and things like that. It shouldn't always be that way. I feel like there is a need, again, to look at what it is that makes your solar plexus happy, excited. Like this is my drive. A lot of yellow could be a nod to the solar plexus, and that connects directly to your heart chakra. So it's going to be very important right now for you to focus on what it is that illuminates you, that lights you up, that gets you going, that makes you feel like you're encompassing your throne of life. That's like kind of dramatic, but you know what I'm saying is like your position in life. You don't even think about work. Think about where it is that you're in your position in life in relationship to like spirit. Do you feel like you are walking the right path? Do you feel like you're honoring spirit by what it is that you're doing? Do you feel like you are growing? Do you feel like you're being stretched and sharing with others what you're accomplishing and what you're growing in and things like that? So that's just one example. That's obviously not everybody's dream, but another thing could be like cooking or plating. Maybe you're somebody who's like a chef and you're like, I want to grow in my skills of plating and I want to show people how incredibly beautiful and aesthetics food can really be on a plate. And you know, because they say you eat with your eyes first and your senses, and your brain is like the biggest organ to stimulate and the biggest source of pleasure. So it could be that you're thinking, wow, this is something that I really taken hold of, and I want to create something completely different that hasn't ever been done. So that could be another source of cheerfulness and joy to you, but it really has to be something that hits to the core. And I feel like it's something more authentic to you, like to who you are, your persona, what gets you excited, what gets you motivated. Like when I started talking about this, I also got pepped up and my back snapped into attention. And right away, I'm like more, I don't want to say driven, but I'm more excited to talk about those things than, you know, how much you make and and what you're going to buy and the cars and the clothing and the shoes and whatever. It's just, that stuff is cool, but it doesn't give me the excitement and the drive and the passion that I do when I talk about like spiritual growth and all the possibilities and what's changing and what's evolving and what's remaining the same and all of those things. So you get the point. But regardless, there's a need to overcome this, I heard laissez-faire, and I'm probably saying that totally wrong, but there's just an element of like, even though this is a water fairy right here, or a little nymph, I just feel like whatever it is that you're being offered, you don't even want it, but you're comfortable. I don't have to make a move. It's all brought to me. Maybe somebody is catering into your life. And maybe, again, with the whole like roommate situation or the living situation, you're comfortable, but it's stagnant and you're not growing. And there's an air of boredom. So if you're stuck in that energy, then I'm going to propose to you that you haven't really tapped in to what it is that gives you joy. And if you have, you know what gives you joy intellectually, but you haven't embraced it and moved it through your heart chakra, which means that that's where you really feel it, that passion, that drive. And that's what's going to help you to be able to actually become a doer instead of like a thinker. Okay. And that's what will cause the death of things that like really bore you or really are just not for you any longer. So maybe you have somebody, and I keep getting, I don't know why this is, but I keep getting somebody being served by somebody. Like these three people are engaged right here. And it's almost like there's a servant, and I feel like it's more like a female entity or female presence that is serving you. Maybe food, maybe whatever. I heard other things, but I'm like, why do I have to go dark like that? Maybe it's food, drugs, sex, rock and roll, whatever the case may be, but you're really bored and it's just not your jam. And I'm looking at all the yellow up here, and it's like this person's just near asleep and not caring about the other cup, because we get really complacent and it's comfortable. And why shake things up, and why try to motivate and do something different when things are really not bad? Or if you have to make moves and you have to make big moves, you're going to disrupt this whole thing. You're going to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to start doing more for yourself than you have had before. So why disrupt the apple cart? And, you know, in the why, I'm going to say it's these two very different vibes right here. So the why is like, one is complacent and I don't want to change anything, but I'm not really happy. And the other one just feels like, wow, this is like really cheerful and happy, and I'm in my zone and I'm in my zen. I feel like there's a little time clock ticking. So you have a little window of time to actually make this happen if you are that person that's been procrastinating. Now, this story, once again, doesn't fit everybody. It's going to fit one or two people or however many, because yes, I'm reading for the masses. That's my optimism. So I'm going to say that if you know you've been having to make a change, it is time to make that change. Now, look at this window. You have a lot of clarity, and yet you have a lamp right there, presumably for nighttime. But also could be saying that you feel like you need a lot of light in order to make this happen. Now, I got some jumpers while I was talking because I got a little bit excited over here. And this jumper just wound up like flipping upside down. I have the Four of Swords. So this is somebody who, look, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of paperwork. And this person would say something like, well, it's organized disorganization or something to that effect. Even the chair almost seems to be like, she's like slipping out of the chair or something in order to like eat. I don't know what's going on here, but it seems like this is, I feel like, okay, let me just be real and honest. I feel like somebody's living in chaos here, some form of a agreed chaos. Okay, let me grab that. Excuse my reach. King of Wands here. Yeah, it is. I heard an enforced chaos. So maybe you're feeling trapped. And this could be a marriage, a relationship, a partnership, or like I said, like a roommate situation where this is always how you've been doing it for the past 10, 20 years, whatever the case may be, or 5 years, however old you are. But it is time to move things and shake it up. People are being really complacent. And yeah, like life is good, but good is relative. I don't see a lot of happiness here. I see a lot of self-indulgence. And with that, I feel like there comes boredom. So there's a certain amount of boredom, and with that comes trouble. I'm going to tell you. So the King of Wands, and this is on its head. So you could be a business owner. This could be affecting like your prosperity or your business, or maybe you have property that you simply rent out. Let's say you have like 6 different properties, and you, go ahead and like rent those out, and that's how you live, that's how you make your living. And maybe perhaps you look at places that you can flip in order to do the same thing. And maybe you yourself have like a small corner, or you live in one of the properties and you rent out the rest of the house, which pays, all the bills and things like that. You're doing it smartly and rightly. But there is an element of things are not going super well, almost like you're banging your head up against the concrete because the situation is too cluttered or too set in its ways like we've always done it. Maybe you have a partner who doesn't want to change things up, and there's a need to change in order to retain what is yours, in order to grow, and in order to even prosper and branch out, I'm hearing. Yeah. So now is the time for you to make some moves. And if you feel led, you could watch a video that I did before this, which seems really kind of not even pertaining to it. If you can weather the first like 9 minutes through it, it was a little bit patchy, I'm not going to lie, but I definitely feels like it pertains. So with this kite and this picture, this could be like you have a dream, you have an ideal of what it is that you want, and you're sending it out, and it almost seems like pie in the sky. Is this kite going to really fly? Seems like a homemade kite with a picture. And it's almost like somebody is even showing you, hey, this is how you can do things differently if you were but to even take a step forward. And this could be like a female that's kind of inspiring you to do that, or it could be just another person or somebody with long hair, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. The point of the matter is that when you put a kite out, you kind of have to weather the temperature, kind of gauge the wind and the cloud factor and whatever else may be, and be prepared to like navigate it. I mean, kite flying is one of the most beautiful things. It can be, especially on a beach. I've learned a lot of lessons by that, but I learned lessons like randomly and off the books, so to speak. Anyways, moving on. But I digress. You can make a lot of moves right now. There is a need to do your homework. Check all your possibilities. Maybe a female in your life could have something to do with like weighing in. This almost looks like an eye. So I feel like this would be my natural, like I'm a spy, I'm investigating, I'm checking things out. But I also feel like somebody's keeping an eye on you. And I almost feel like these are eyes of a lion in the back. So it could feel a little bit ominous. It could feel like maybe you need to clear your browser history if you're looking at stuff or investigating things, or like where computer isn't safe to do that. You have to do it off of this computer. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know your life. But regardless, you are looking for stability. And also with that orange chakra, this is joy. This is playfulness. This is, the first 3 chakras are really important in the story as of right now. And I feel like things are not moving. You may feel kind of secure, but I definitely know you're not happy. So it is a time to investigate how to get out of that. There's a lot of darkness. It's almost like a tornado or something like that. So maybe you're saying that making moves and making changes at this time is going to really disrupt everything. And I heard the word elephant. So maybe this could have something to do with having someone, because elephants are known for their memories. And so maybe you're saying, well, this person remembers everything and I can't, make moves here or whatever, or it's always been done this way, or I don't know your deal, but there is a major change in this. And so if you don't change it, it's going to change one way or another. But it's really not happening to you. It's happening for you because you're surrounded by a lot of, you could have everything. You could have food on your table, food in your belly, and things could be, quote, steady, but the great storm is within your heart because you're not happy. And so all of this darkness out here, it just seems like I can even believe that you could be consumed with like anxiety or dread or feelings of things being like really quite ominous right now. Or you could be looking at things in a very bleak way and feeling like I'm just going to stay in this little neck of the woods here and drink my wine and kind of console myself with that, or take a nap. You could be even excessively sleeping like somebody else likes to do when they get in a little bit of a funk. So here we go. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to see for the collective here. Why are these cards here, please? The cheerfulness in the room. You need to make room for something new in your life. What gives you pleasure, what gives you happiness, and it will be abundant for you. But you have to let go of all the dead weight. Show me what I need to see and show me now. The Eight of Pentacles, that's exactly right. So perhaps this is saying, you know, I just don't want to put the elbow grease in. It's a lot of work and things have worked thus far the way they are, and I'm content, but are you really content? I'm going to say no, because you're not content. You're just kind of like, well, yeah, I just don't want it. I don't want to put the work into it. It's going to cost a lot of time, energy. It's going to disrupt what I have going on, the gig of what's going on right now. But with the gig that's going on right now, you're not happy. You may have all the monetary things or everything at your disposal. You could even have a maid bringing you things. I don't know your life once again. But in the end, there's an element of unhappiness that's causing a lot of disruption. And I'm feeling a lot of, okay. You should, if you feel led, go back to that reading beforehand, because I feel a lot of the Five of Swords. Like I want to one up. I want to win at any cost. It's almost like I want to have my cake and eat it too with its energy. And that is never going to work out for you well long term. Now you say, well, it's worked out for me thus far. Well, has it really? Because why are you out there kind of like doing other things on the computer, clearing your browser history or hiding your moves or feeling like you need to cover something up? In lieu of being like really upfront and honest, if that were the case, because right here, there's an element of, I don't want it, I want something else. And that's what's going to get you in trouble. So I feel like for some of you guys intellectually, you need a little bit more stimulation. You need a little bit of shaking it up, life on the edge, whatever that means to you. But yeah, it's going to cost you effort. With that effort, look at how happy she is. She's like making and inventing something, and maybe perhaps she's making a new chalice right here. We don't know. But whatever the case may be, is she is definitely dedicated and focused on what it is that she desires. Her feet are bare, which tells me that she's really connecting to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, if you will. And so there's an element also of you maybe needing to connect to the earth and to nature. I'm hearing trolls, and I feel like maybe even you've made some effort to change things or do things a little bit differently. And maybe perhaps this person in your life, because I feel like it's a person for sure. It could be like a frowning parent or somebody who wants to have you do things the way you've always done them. Or it could be a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a father, a mother. It doesn't matter, sibling. But I feel like you have some trolls that are like, what are you making? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Or maybe that's what you're afraid of. And, you know, to make big moves, it takes big balls. I'm sorry. But it just does. And to be able to stand, you know, and not even take anyone's input. I mean, it's really not an easy thing to do. And so sometimes you have to move, you know, in the middle of the night. You have to kind of just do things however you need to do things to get things done, because sometimes we just have audiences that feel the need to chime in, to influence, or to really make things more difficult than they should be. So however you need to move in life in order to successfully put your attention where it needs to be, I suggest you do it, because there's a lot of happiness, a lot of clarity coming to you if you do. And even the process, actually getting your hands dirty, once again, not having everything like catered to you, is going to be really refreshing. You're going to be like, wow, this is, you know, how it's done. And I'm not used to, I don't know, whatever. I'm not used to cooking my own meals, or I'm not used to having to go to the store. I'm used to having everything delivered. And now I'm in the thick of it, and I actually quite enjoy the process. Or I'm used to ordering, you know, food or going to the supermarket, but now I'm making everything, you know, in my garden, and I'm harvesting that, and it's really enjoyable. Or, you know, what is that called? Not microdosing, it's micro vegetables. I forget what they're called, but anyways, you would have an idea what I'm talking about. So any of those things could be really appealing to you right now. And it is time for you to get your hands dirty, but there will even be joy in that, because you're leaving something behind that's toxic. I heard wasteful. And something that has, once upon a time where you felt like there was a great benefit, something that's actually dragging you down. And I feel like this otherwise, because I feel like you've been doing things like undercover brother, sort of like behind the scenes, or doing things on my own without saying I'm doing things on my own. There's like a duality there that doesn't feel very healthy. Okay. Show me what I need to see for the collective right now. This is no judgment. I have plenty of shade in my backyard as well. Okay. Marlena, is that how you pronounce that? Okay. You are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. There you go. So that was that part of the Knave of Swords. The spying, the trying to also get information. So whatever it is that you need to do, gain your information. But once you do, decide. Make a decision, make a move. Don't just sit here because things feel real. I feel toxic, like something really toxic. So I can't quite explain it. It's going to be different for all of you, okay? The next card I happen to glance down at is Bethany. Beautiful Bethany. So it says, when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, sea salt bath, or a pedicure. Woo woo! I'm going for a massage. I was going to try to get one over the weekend. And I was like, yeah, finances. We will look at that sometime soon. Show me what I need to see. So we've been out of, well, not we, but where I live, it's been really snowing a lot. Like cars are snowed in. Like my car had to be dug out from work. People have left their vehicles on the side of the road, and there's been some slipping and sliding all over them roads too. So I think we have like basically a week off and things are a little bit better. So we'll see, but it could be the same for you. But make sure you take care of yourself, drinking a lot of water. Lemon water would be nice. Show me what I need to see. Any last messages for the collective? Yep. And show me now. Okay. I have a ton of cards everywhere, you guys. I'm sure you have an idea, but you probably have no clue. Crystal, have faith and hope, because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you can't yet see. Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling like. I feel like even part of the journey, enjoying the change. I've made a lot of personal changes, like, quote, suddenly. But enjoying the process, enjoying being a maker as well. Enjoying being a refiner, refining what your ideas are. Enjoying that whole process is going to help you. A lot of you guys are could be connecting also to crystals as well. So Maya, schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with its process. Very cool. Kind of feel like I want one more message here. Show me what I need to see for the collective. Why are all these cards here? Any final thoughts on making a move, making movement, change, growth? Show me what I need to see and show me now. Yeah, there it is. A Five of Wands, a competition. Look. Okay. What I tell you guys about clearing your browsers, about I feel like there's an element of I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to get caught. I'm going to get in trouble. Now, look, this to me feels like, okay, she's got the laptop up, and it's like everybody's like pissed off and pointing, and presumably it feels like a very toxic environment, even with that sort of green yellow. It makes me think of like the old like hazard, like the cartoons when there was like toxicity, you would see that greenish yellow color come through. But definitely, I think that it's starting a lot of quarrels, a lot of fights, like whatever it is that you're looking up online, or if you get discovered in trying to make moves or entertain an idea, you get lectured or kind of like, oh, hey, or you're afraid that this is going to happen because that's kind of like the vibe you can't be your most authentic self at home or wherever this is. Okay. And this person's really pissed off. Or it could be somebody opened up your laptop, your computer, and said, I see exactly what you did or messages you sent or whatever the case may be. And now you're in deep due because of this. You're not supposed to be doing that. And everybody else is like being dragged into the mess as well. So somebody feels like they're superior over you, like they can curtail your actions. They can curtail your mind, body, and soul. That's weird, but that's what I just heard. And somebody feels entitled to all of these things. And I'm not entirely sure why. I feel like maybe it's because they did something for you and now they expect like undying devotion. You cannot be your own person. I feel like you haven't been able to be your own person in a long time, if ever. Now, if this is family, this is you really trying to break out of the mold that they have set you in. And maybe you have kind of fulfilled that mold for a long time. Right here on the desk is a calendar with all the salamanders here. There's a lot of change going on. And I feel like this is going to be a game changer because everything that you've been maybe thinking about or entertaining, but not moving on, there's no movement whatsoever. This could be a big blow up where it's a catalyst for change. So I feel like if you don't do it willingly, I think that something is going to force a change regardless. And I do sense a tower moment. I feel like whatever is not good for you, whatever causes you to be angry, like who is this person to be scolding somebody else about what it is that they're doing? Like we're not children here. There is free will, and I feel like somebody's going to have enough. They're going to be done with it. And there's a lot of people involved in this. So this lady can be, involving other people, friends, family, or whatever the case may be into your situation. I don't like the way it looks. Let's just be honest. I think it's really time, to take power back. Oh my goodness. Okay, with this, I'm leaving this with you. Look. I have the Knave of Chalices. This was at the bottom of the deck. So this is about you looking at yourself in the mirror or in, a pool or a pond or I don't even care what, but looking at yourself and getting your hands in there and really seeing who you are, who you've become. I know at different times of my life, I've looked in the mirror and not liked what I've seen. And I'm not talking about my face. I'm talking about the soul. It's like, wow, I really sold myself to corporate America and I really did these things. And I was working, I think 90 hours, and just basically, it's just not good. I didn't have a lot of time for my son. And those are things that I do regret. And I felt like I did them at the time because I had no choice. I was a single mom. But regardless, I digress. The point is you get, the example. That's like my own personal real life example. But it could be, for whatever reason, you've gotten away from who you most authentically are. Like who you are on the surface and what people are seeing. That's not really you. Your current behavior isn't really what's you. You need to get back to the true you, the who you. Yeah, you need to get back to your most authentic self and kind of, I feel like fall in love with who you most authentically are. Like your inner core, your inner being. This isn't about like, oh, wow, I did so well in life and I took care of 5 families and I raised 8 kids and everybody depends on me and I do it well and I do this fine dance, but you lost your mojo somewhere along the way. And when you look in the mirror, you no longer realize that soul that's staring back. You're kind of like, okay, well, I do all these things, but inside I'm deeply not happy. And it's not that you're not happy about taking care of people. It's about you're not happy about not having evolved or having pursued things that has taken time away from your passions and your drive. Like, let's say this person loves to sketch or draw or paint or do research or mix drinks, whatever your thing is. I don't care. It's like you've gotten away with that, away from that because you haven't had time to do it because you've invested in all this other stuff. So now's the time to look at yourself in the mirror and go, this is what my soul's always wanted and this is where I need to head. And I think that's coming for you, and I love that. And I'm going to leave you with this thought right here. This again is a death card. And again, it doesn't have to be a physical death. This is definitely an ending, a home for sale, property being sold, people moving out, people leaving. So I think that the jig is up. Isn't that what they say? Or the gig is up. I don't know how it really goes, but I make stuff up as I go along. And whatever it is, this has a feeling of like iciness, of even a little bit haunted, a little bit like, we're done here. It's snowing on my property and it's really sunny and beautiful and brilliant on somebody else's property. And they're arriving with like new dreams and visions of what this home can be and what the future awaits. But this cycle is over with, like, make no mistake. And you are moving on to different things. I feel like somebody here, this person's been in this home for a long time, or they've been in your presence for a long time, whatever the case may be. But I feel like a separation of home, a separation of partnership, or maybe it just means that you're leaving your family home, the home that you grew up in, and you're going to launch on your own adventures. Whatever the case may be, something is for sale. But the good news is at this time, it is not your soul that's for sale. So while you're selling, property or having to suffer, because this is painful, difficult. Moving is always painful and difficult. Regardless of what this actually is, it just means that you are seeking the sunnier side of things, more optimistic side. Maybe you're going to be moving somewhere warmer. I don't know. But overall, I do feel like, there could be children involved here. And even a feeling of listlessness for someone. I don't know. I do feel like a separation, a breakup, a shakeup, whatever the case may be, is on the horizon. But I do feel like it is for the best. And this property is being sold. It is of no benefit to anyone, not this family any longer. So if you have thrown in your lot with somebody else, that time is dissolved. If you've thrown money on this property with this person or someone else, that is a time where you're going to part ways. You're going to split the goods and go your merry way. So I don't know if this resonates, but if it does, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And you have beautiful things coming. So rest assured, you have cheerfulness, you have happiness, you have lightheartedness. So sometimes we have to deal with the ugly to be able to get to the beautiful. And I want to thank you so much for your time, your energy, and all of that. Much luck to you, and namaste.